All right, I have found all sorts of things in Zechariah chapter 4, which has just been pretty amazing. So, as we remember, the King James says candlesticks now instead of lampstands, is what everybody remembers. 7 lamps, 7 pipes to the 7 lamps, which I thought was still okay, but it does say candlestick there. And this is a chapter where they're talking about, I think, Joshua and Zerubbabel and how they were going to be the olive trees that supply that lampstand. But anyway, so the Amplified still says lampstands, as you can see. And I found this a while back, apparently. I found it last year. I'm just revisiting it because I'm, again, reading through the prophets. Here it says 7 pipes, but it does say lampstand. But if I remember correctly, you come down here, and of course, granted, it's in the, where they do this thing in parentheses. They do that a lot in the King James. The Amplified, not the King James. But it says candlestick here in the parentheses, which I thought was a little odd. Which, of course, it just doesn't have that over here. But anyway, the other weird thing I saw was when I was trying to compare it with the NIV. The NIV calls the pipes channels, which I thought was really bizarre because that almost sounds like a witchcraft term, like mediums and sorcerers and channelers and things like that. That word has a lot of like a witchcraft stigmas to it. As anybody, I've been listening to some podcasts and some people talking about how the English language has a lot of witchcraft, like words in it that, it means one thing, but it can also mean a witchcraft type thing. So it's kind of like they're casting spells on us by, calling TV channels, channels or television or shows or programming and that kind of thing. It's kind of a subliminal mind control type deal, but that's going further down the rabbit hole than I think I want to do for this video. But you can look into that if you want. But anyway, so then I remember King James was saying a headstone, which I believe we all remember like a cornerstone, like a foundation stone, but now it's saying headstone or capstone. That's what it was. Again, I found this in 2025. You'll have to forgive my voice. I've been dealing with a sinus infection, so that's why I haven't posted anything for a while, because I couldn't talk for quite some time. But the Amplified says gable stone, which I found last year, apparently. Again, I remember capstone. So, but I did write down what the NIV says, and it says capstone. So, excuse me. At least we remember. At least the NIV says it the way we all remember it, a capstone. And I believe this was referring to Jesus, as far as I am aware. But I could be wrong. But it's an interesting chapter to read if you want to read it. I just found so many different things in this one chapter. It was kind of crazy. But I've been kind of blown away by some of the stuff that I have been finding in the prophets. If you want to read them for yourselves, I just start with the first prophet and read on, and just kind of, I pencil in where I find a change. And so anyway, just thought I'd keep you all up to date with what's going on. And I don't know how long this has been this way, except I did find it last year. But it might have been longer than that, because, I'm a little bit of a noob to some of these Bible changes. So anyway, hope you all have a good rest of your day and have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.